Good morning. The topic you select is the one that refers to women's rights in international law. The topic is very important since today in the world war it can be observed that various social, economic, political, and cultural situations women are put in a position of disadvantage or in a negative discriminations against men by the simple fact of being women. Therefore, this fact has become a political priority both at the national and international level. The United Nations Commission of the Legal and Social Status of Women, in the last of its reports, expressed great concerns the main problems that continue to affect women are gender equality are: number one, little interest in some countries in promoting the equitable distribution and responsibilities between men and women. Number two, the increase in feminization and poverty. Number three, the increase in violence against women. Number four, the lack of prevention of maternal mortality and the deterioration of the economic and social conditions of many women due to the economic and financial crisis that many countries have. According to the compilation of data and statistics on the advanced times of women called the World's Woman 2020 Trends and Statistics, preparing within it relief in figures that women in relation to men continue to be the population group significantly poorer, less educated, and with a more precarious health. Also have the growth less represented in political, social, economic, and cultural decision making. According to the Heibo, the diplomatic Eleanor Roosevelt, human rights activity, assuming the president of the United Nations Human Rights Commission, today Human Rights Council, his intervention in the debates inspired the elaboration of the Magna Carta Humanity, which was key to ensure that Article 1 of that text established in universal terms that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. Similarly to Article 2 establishes the provisions of discrimination of the group of sex by any person of all the rights and freedoms proclaimed in the aforementioned declaration, and what is even more important that the will transform the expressions recurring or rights of men adopted in 1789 by the human rights. One fact that's important to highlight is that referring to sexual violence in situations of armed conflict. Some gross women, particular women in situations of armed conflict, are especially vulnerable to violence. Despite the fact that international humanitarian law confers a specific protection regarding a woman, this is insufficient. For example, the Geneva Conventions of 1949 and the additional protocols of 1977 do not provide a satisfactory answer to all the specific problems and difficulties faced by women in situations of armed conflict, despite the fact that they provide special protections. Pregnant women, nursing mothers, and mothers in general. Also, the provisions that deal with definite acts of sexual violence, particularly the rape and forced prostitutions, fail to appreciate the true scope and gravity of such crimes. Since they are conceived armed insults instead of considering them as serious infringements of the lie of war. Therefore, they appear to the condemn such conduct in the field of morality. Within the United Nations, the demand to the project protect women in situation of armed conflict has become clear. Signs in the Declaration of the Protection of Women and Children in states of emergency and in armed conflicts, there are no explicit reference to crimes of a sexual nature. However, the main progress regarding the use of sexual violence in situation of armed conflict has occurred in the context of gender justice. These have consisted in the creation of international norms and mechanisms that assume the task of combating the impunity that has always surrounded the commission of such crimes, bring to justice individuals are allegedly responsible for them and offering protections and in some cases reparative use to the victims. In conclusions, the international legal order has taken positions in favor to women's rights. Therefore, the process of humanization, specification, and specialization of international law has brought within in the same way. It is feminization. This has been high through the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, approved by the General Assembly in 1979. Thank you.